It's important for our profession to partner with an insurer like Old Mutual, because the business of construction is very complex and risky. And it doesn't matter the size of the project, whether you're doing a small residential house or a big tower like this one we are in, the complexities and the risks involved, the different parties, the different designers, the different builders, and the different suppliers. There is a possibility that someone can make a professional mistake. And it's important that we look at how we can make sure that the person who's designing these projects is able to do it without, the worries of, getting into troubles with the clients and the developers. Our sector is highly irregular. By this I mean that a lot of people who are not qualified are doing construction. And the competition between professionals and the unqualified people, and what I would call unscrupulous developers who look for all means to cut costs by underpaying consultants, by looking for cheap labor and looking for cheap materials, contributes to what we are calling irregular buildings. At this moment in time, when we are talking about mass housing through the affordable housing program and the rapid urbanization, which is leading to a lot of construction projects, it's very important that the professional is covered and de-risked from the business, because the business of construction cannot happen where there's uncertainties, where even the developer themselves, they don't know that this person can be able to cover for their mistakes. So it is important, because we feel that our professionals are underpaid grossly. Even the debate currently that is ongoing, where the government has paid professionals that amount of money at 2.5% for a consortia. So if we start factoring in the cost of doing business, the cost of being professional, for it to be able to produce something that we want and a future in the constructions that we want, we really need to get to a point whereby every aspect of the business is professionalized. The professionals, the biggest risk, of course, we face here is the sector that is highly irregular. The sector that, even to the point of the regulations, issues of enforcement and compliance are a major challenge, because we have there's a lot of lack of capacity within the local authorities. We have laws in place, but enforcing those laws is a challenge. So the risks that we have, not just as professional, as a sector, is much bigger, because if I, as a professional, fail to deliver the project as it should, and if I'm not able to work under environments that I know the regulations are being followed, the guidelines are being followed, very high chance that we will find challenges. And what is the most dramatic challenge we see is the collapse of buildings. That is the most dramatic one. The one that we don't know and we don't talk about is the badly constructed buildings, the buildings which are not qualified for human habitation. They make people sick. They don't have enough daylight. They don't have enough ventilation. They have staircases which can make people trip and fall because they are not regular. Small details like those ones, which we don't know, because the people, when they fall sick, nobody reports that it is the building. They don't connect that. So these are the issues that we as professionals need to be able to bring in our expertise. My main part, in short, is that the business of designing, the business of planning, feasibility, and literally before you hit the ground in terms of putting brick and mortar, is as critical as the actual implementation itself. And professionals need to be fairly compensated so that they can afford issues to do with the professional indemnity and other insurances. They can afford to run practices that are able to deliver quality services, and not just signatures where we having members stamping and signing, and then they are held liable. And if something was to happen, they are not even able to compensate the developer. So it is very important for us to look at end to end, but any good plan, any good project starts with a good plan, and that good plan is the design. And that design is enabled by a professional that is both capable and happy and risk-free.